more than I expected.
He needs to be named the starter.
Yeah, he probably will be.
Yeah.
But everybody needs a gentle reminder. Preseason have made fools of us all.
No doubt.
And I like what I see from him, and we'll get to those quarterbacks coming up. Anyway, hit the soundbite, RJ.
He's got all the talent, so just tell him the same thing I've been telling him. Just go out there and be himself, and we've got a lot of excitement and confidence in what that's going to be.
So
you're just getting ready to say we've got a lot of guys around him. We've got a lot of excitement and confidence.
Well, real quick, let's just stay on this for one second. Is that Florida State has lost a lot of really good guys around their quarterback. They said goodbye to a lot of really good talent, draftable, high draft picks. Throughout 13 guys that were sent off, and so he's still got
a lot of talent.
Yeah, they do, and they put themselves in position. And Seminole fans out there love this because Mike Norvell has done a masterful job at loading, reloading through the portal, and now sprinkling in solid recruits. And so they're in a position now where they're deeper. They're that classic from year to year, not just losing players, replacing players with new talent.
Yeah, I mean, but DJ's best friend is going to be the fact they got a solid offensive line coming back. They got a really good offensive line coming back, and then they got a solid run game. I mean, so if you got the offensive line coming back and a solid run game, that's going to definitely help DJ out where he doesn't have to press and make plays. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Now, by the way, did you see Cam Davis during those practices? Mm-hmm. He looks like Nick Chubb. Those legs. He is a grown man, and he's what, 19?
Well, yeah, I like, but I also Holmes. There's a couple of guys.
Yeah, I mean, Wardell Williams is a good player too, but I mean, at some point, you're gonna have to get Cam Davis on the field.
Probably.
That's gonna be a dude.
Probably. It's like we're talking about any of these backfields when there's more than one stud. That one guy's gonna rise to the top if he gets his opportunity. But you've seen Holmes and some of these other guys that have been on the team obviously a little bit longer and trying to prove their worth. But it is a deep room. And that's for sure. Real quick, Haynes King. We talk about DJU. Haynes King had a pretty good year last year. And we have to remind ourselves who threw the most touchdowns last year in the ACC. Haynes King did. Okay, Haynes.
Yeah, I know.
Not Drake May.
Yeah, I know the name very well. He gave us the business, all right?
And so there's a guy on the other side of the ball, Ramblin' Wreck from Georgia Tech and a hell of an engineer, that is hoping he can engineer some good drives. Mm-hmm. Florida State's defense is still going to be solid as all get out, and that team's got a chance. Do you remember what the line was, Matt?
13, I think it is.
Okay, guess what? It's down to 11.5.
It was 13.5 at one point, so it's dropped two points, which is a huge drop.
So there's something at the very least as far as what the gambling guys are gleaning. Hard Rock Bet and all of them, they're paying attention to everything.
It is still double digits, though.
Oh, of course it is. Look, the last time they beat the Yellow Jackets 41-16, the last time these two teams faced off.
2 years ago, right?
Yeah. And so it's not like Georgia Tech is all of that, but this is one of those sneaky, tough games. No home field advantage. Both of them travel.
Well, it's going to be a second-half game. There's no doubt about that.
Little jet lag. Do you take that other team for granted? Let's just go over there. You start looking around, clover leaves, some pints everywhere. Are you having fun? They know they are the favorite and expected to win. But you get one of those tough, like you're saying, second-half games, we'll see where it goes. Haynes King is a very, very good quarterback.
Yeah, plus if DJU gives him the ball a couple times, and who knows what could happen.
Yeah.
Then Georgia Tech scores, and then it's all of a sudden you're starting to press a little bit. And then instead of just running your system, you've got to figure out a way to score points. And you got a quarterback who's already throwing one away. Maybe he throws another one away, or he fumbles the ball. Or he can go out and play great and they win 42-7. All I'm saying is he better play well because it's about the quarterback.
It's the title. DJU takes FSU as far as that.
Listen, if I'm the Georgia Tech coaching staff, I come into this game, make it a game in the fourth. Then all the pressure's on Florida State. I mean, they're double-digit favorites. Make it a game in the fourth quarter. Make it a 17-14 game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I just dropped 7, just force him to throw 7 guys back there.
Maybe, because that's where the confusion lies, is being able to make those determinations on where you can get the ball to. I know that Benson, number 10, is going to be a really, really good weapon for him. He's a big, strong guy that comes over from Alabama. You start taking a look at some of the portal guys. they're once again replenishing the cupboard with talent. That's for sure. All right, so you guys let us know there. I'm looking at this one story, Florida, Miami, and going back in time and seeing some of the great moments that we enjoyed at one point with this series, which we will touch on coming up. But we haven't been treated to near the history and annual rivalry games between these two like we should. You know that as well as I do. It 100% sucks that these two teams aren't playing each other on a regular basis. Now, we know.
Wasn't by our choice.
I know that. Listen, I argued back then when I was at the.
Y'all were scared back then.
I was not. When I was at RUF.
But I know
when I was at RUF, I argued tooth and nail with fans out there that they needed that extra game in the SEC. They needed to make sure the financial budget worked. And that's why they had to take them off the schedule. Off the schedule.
Hey, man, we got to play the game in Jacksonville. Don't forget that one, too.
Off the schedule.
That's the hacker one.
You have to have 6 home games, all that type of stuff. But anyway, I don't know whether this is true or not, but I'm going back and looking, and Bob Herrick wrote this piece all the way back in early O's, maybe early O's. They're saying that Florida-Miami was one of the first live televised games on ESPN. That it might even been the first one, because I've looked at Wikipedia to see.
The 87 game?
No, we're going back 84.
84?
Yeah. So let's see here.
Y'all won that game, didn't you?
1984 game.
That was in Tampa, right? That was the
Yeah,
James Jones.
1984 game at Tampa Stadium. A 32-20 Miami win.
Oh, okay.
Was the first college football game televised live on ESPN.
In 84?
Yeah, but I went back and I saw another game in 82, a bowl game that they were simulcasting with somebody else. Maybe this was just them all alone. So look that up. If you guys know, I'm reading this from an old Bob Herrig article to ESPN, so let us know if you remember it, because we'll try and give you some saucy nugs from these big games as we're getting ready for all of them. Florida, Miami, days away. FSU, Georgia Tech coming up on Saturday, week 0. We'll keep it going. XL Primetime, Mokama Beer Company Monday. Joe C., Matt Hayes, Big Searcy, and RJ. Thanks for hanging.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL.
There's a new one-stop shop for all things Florida State. Subscribe to 1010XL Seminoles YouTube channel, up-to-the-minute updates, analysis, and more. Plant the spear and subscribe to 1010XL Seminoles channel today.
Do the Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
If you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle with lifetime warranty, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. Best price, best payment, best trade-in value, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. With a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there is always a little room for wiggle.
Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
When you're a little kid on the playground, they tell you don't hit back. Well, the courtroom isn't a playground. And if you've suffered an injury or death in your family, I'm here to tell you it's okay to hit back and fight to make them pay. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we understand all the pain and emotion that comes with being wrong. And we've dedicated our lives to making things right for people like you. So if you get hit back with Hastings Injury Law. Offices, Jacksonville.
Tropical Smoothie Cafe here with your daily reminder to get on Tropic Time. Take 10. Sip a refreshing smoothie and manifest that you're a Cabana side. Slade hot yoga? Treat yourself. Crushed back-to-back meetings? Get that me time. Adulted a little extra today? You deserve a vacay. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. And look who's back and causing a stir. Our refreshing Island Punch, Mango Berry Cosmo, and Watermelon Mojito mocktail smoothies are here for a limited time.
Pick it here for About 9 Associates, where you'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctors at each of their locations. After being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world, Dr. Frank Bowden is frequently called upon for his expert opinion. He is currently one of the few cornea and external disease specialists in the area and the founder of About 9. Visit About 9 Associates today and experience the difference. About 9 Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
Daytona always brings the drama.
Everything's on the line. The risk will be higher.
3 wide.
Look how insane this is.
Gunning to keep playoff hopes alive. It's now or never.
It's the most stressful night of racing that you'll ever go through.
For an unforgettable weekend of family fun, high wattage star power, and a front row seat full of fireworks. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 23rd and 24th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Wake up and smell the golf balls.
Brunch with the Tour.
Tour news, tips, and inside info.
Uphill putt for birdie.
Brought to you by
Clearwater Irrigation. Brunch provided by Chick-fil-A. Tuesday morning at 8:30 on 1010XL.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Hacker here with a new opportunity for you. The 20-pound summer slim down with Awaken 180 weight loss. Dropping 20 pounds before summer ends, cruising to your goal of 30, 40, 50-plus pounds down. It's simple. You take the last few weeks of summer, eating, drinking, enjoying the weather, but the difference? You're doing it with the 20-pound summer slim down. But you say, Hack, summer's almost over. Well, that's the point. The pounds melt off fast with Awaken 180. I dropped my first 20 in less time, and that easy 20 propelled me to reach my goal of losing over 85 pounds. Think about it. You're about to slide back into the same old fall routine with the same old mindset. Mix it up. Live up the rest of your summer while dropping the first 20. Then jump into fall with a whole new groove. Yeah, I said it, and you'll be saying it too in just a few weeks. 20-pound summer slim down with the solution for weight loss. Online, awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
I'm Taylor Rose with our Remedy Staffing Westside office off of Normandy Boulevard. We are helping great people find great jobs. Remedy has helped some of the best employers in Jacksonville find talented job seekers like you for over 25 years. Our current job openings range from entry-level distribution center pickers to equipment operators. Apply today at remedygoodjobs.com. Don't wait. Apply at remedygoodjobs.com now.
Don't ignore plumbing leaks. They can lead to mold and mildew or structural damage and drain your wallet. So when you have a leak and can't wait a week, call Roland Reich Plumbing. PlumbingJacksonville.com.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's Mocama Monday on XL Primetime. Head to the tap room in Fernandina Beach every day that ends with Y and enjoy some Mocama.
We're enjoying a Mocama Beer Company Monday, hanging out, and we're talking about ball that's about to happen on a college football field. Now, it may not look like a college football field or feel like it over in Dublin, but College Game Day is going to be there, and there's going to be a bunch of pint-sipping Irish that are either going to be rooting for the Ramblin' Wreck or they're going to be doing their version of the chop, that's for sure. So we've been talking FSU, Georgia Tech. We will deliver intel, opinion, all of it, all the way leading up to that game, and then next week with all the big ball games, including Miami, Florida. I'm reading this story, like I said, from Bob Herrick, who writes for SI Now, covers golf. But this was back when he was, I want to say the St. Pete Times. Does that sound right, Matty?
Yep.
Anyway, he writes this story, and this is when Florida and Miami had just started playing again. 2001, they had played, and I guess they were going to play again in 2002. I can't quite remember the score of that game, but that's really not important. But the way the story starts, Don Bailey remembers the oranges flying from the stands. Howard Snellenberger said it was worse than that. Ice and manure rained down on the Miami bench, too. Nothing like good old college football rivalry. What's a little animosity between enemies? So they're saying all the way back
manure
in the 80s, ice and manure was raining down on the Miami bench. Now
they were throwing manure at you guys.
I can believe that.
Good Gators.
Was that the swamp?
Good Gators would never do that.
Swamp. Well, yeah, it wasn't swamp.
Are you kidding me?
I can totally believe the whole story.
Well, I mean,
it just sounds outrageous.
For a brief period there,
it was
swamp.
It was in Tampa, that game. Okay, so it could have been anybody. All right,
sure.
Not just,
wait. Are you talking early O's or 84?
Well, he's mentioning.
Oh, you're saying he wrote it in early O's, so it wasn't the swamp then, right? It was 84.
Yeah. He wrote this leading up to the 2002 game, but went back in time and told the story about Snellenberger saying that it wasn't just oranges that were being thrown, it was ice and manure. And so then they went into the game, Don Bailey being one of the players.
Yeah, because the Canes went in there and crushed them, right, in Gainesville.
41-16. That's why I wasn't trying to bring that part of it up.
Right.
But anyway, you just go back and you think about all the great games that we have been treated to through the years, that's for sure. And Bailey was an offensive lineman way back in the late 70s and early 80s, and just talked about how much he despised the Florida Gators.
Yeah.
We need that rivalry.
We need it back. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Listen, since 84, how many? Listen, we probably played from 84 to now. How many times? 10?
Yeah, if I'm looking.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's 10, bro.
No.
Well, there was a little string.
If you're not counting that bowl game, I bet you've played.
Well, you got to count the bowl game.
5? Four times other than the bowl game, I think.
From when?
From early 2000s, 4 times, I think.
You played. Florida Miami played in 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 13, 19, and then coming up.
Yeah, but how many were bowl games? The one was
at
a bowl
least
game.
one was a Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, at least one bowl.
Sugar.
Actually, there's
two bowl games.
Two bowl games because Charlie Strong coached in
two
the
bowl games.
Yeah,
I think they played 4 or 5 times, right?
Yeah, Charlie Strong coached in the Peach Bowl, correct?
Correct.
Or whatever they want to call it, Chick-fil-A Bowl, whatever. Up in Atlanta. And Miami won 27-10 in that game. The New Orleans game that you're talking about, Big Sirs, 2001, Miami won 37-20. So back and forth throughout the course of the rivalry.
They played 5 times other than those 2 bowl games.
Yeah. But they went through that little string where it was starting with that bowl game. Then they rattled off in Gainesville, in Miami, then the bowl game, like you said, then Gainesville and Miami, then the Orlando game.
Yeah.
And that's not even the Orlando game, as we refer to it. It's the cigar meme game with Big Sirs.
It is. So they played 7 times since 2000. Okay, let's put it that way. 7 times since 2000.
And I'm telling you,
the Canes are up 5-2 in those games.
Yeah, and they're up 5-2.
Yep.
And this has got to be a misprint as well. Wikipedia doesn't know what they're talking about. Canes lead the series 29-27.
Yeah, I totally believe that.
I don't believe that.
That is true.
Yeah, it does not sound correct.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't know what to tell you. What it is.
I'm no longer donating to Wikipedia anymore. 29-27. So we'll figure out whether they can get it done. All right, so that game is out there. Let's just touch on it real quick. The Florida Gators are trying to figure out, obviously, what they can do to make sure they manufacture more opportunities on the offensive side of the ball. Went through the scrimmage over the weekend. You don't get to put eyes on it. You don't get to see exactly what things are looking like. But the more intel you get, the more things you hear, is that up front, they look like they're going to be pretty good, better than they were, but they got to go up against a very good defense in front of Miami. And so that's going to be one of the major matchups. And then that run game for Florida, can they make sure that they basically get a good yards per carry average to try and control that clock a little bit? That's really what it's going to boil down
to.
I
can tell you what I've heard from people up there is that it's, and I've talked to 2 guys on the staff about this too. They feel very good about the offensive line, like very good about it.
Yeah.
Okay. They feel very good about Mertz and the receivers. Like they think DK is going to help them. They think Batter's going to help them. They feel good about it. Okay. The problem is that it's kind of like they don't know about the defense yet.
It's the Gainesville Badger instead of the Honey Badger.
They don't know about the defense yet. They like what Rob Roberts has done as far as like putting them in the correct position.
Right.
But until that happens on game day, until you see how they react and when they're stressed, and they will be stressed by Cam Ward, you don't know what you got, man.
I'm ready. I'm ready in a couple of Saturdays to make this prediction. A Searcy and a Sapp will make plays against Miami.
They do love TJ Searcy, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I'm gonna make that prediction.
You put that on me.
A Searcy and a Sapp.
They do love him, bro. He's like Kelby Collins was the bigger recruit. He's the better player.
Yeah. And he's definitely blossomed into a nice
Searcy and Gainesville. What the hell is going
on? And a Sapp, okay? I'm telling you, both of them are going to make plays. And they like what they got in the run game. Jackson, Webb, whomever they hand it off to, they feel like they've got a chance maybe to get that run game going even without Montrell Johnson, which is going to be a big plus for them if they can get that part of it going. That's for sure. And you're talking about Big 13, what he's been able to do. He definitely has come in and provided an extra little wrinkle to what they want to do. And then they've got guys on the edge, not just Trey Wilson, that are going to be able to make plays for them.
Well, you know what, Joe? The closer we get, the more you feel in this game. The more you feeling that the Gators are going to win this game.
Might be a believer. I might be a Bob believer, a Jaden Bob believer. It could happen.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now,
it could happen.
By the time the game week rolls around next week, he's 100% going to be all in.
Okay.
All in. Joe will be all in.
That.
I will go from Billy Napier back to Billy Napier if they can pull off a dub.
Okay.
This is how
I tell you, when the game is over, I'll let you decide which shoulder to cry on, left or the right. I'll put a towel.
How big is this going to be? All right, now listen.
You're going to be doing a lot of CANES calls.
That's right, baby.
I got a feeling.
All right. So, that hurt. That hurt.
I love it, RJ.
I feel like we probably are going to have to put a barbecue bet down.
Absolutely.
A wing bet down.
Sounds good to me.
I think it's going to be
I'll come hungry.
Okay. I think if we honestly, I get the points.
Oh, whoa. You get the point? What do you mean get the points?
Well, yeah.
This is even.
They're a dog in the swamp.
First of all.
I know it's unheard of.
Exactly.
But I'm taking those points.
What's the line?
The line is what, 2.5?
Yeah, I believe it's 2.5. I'm taking those points.
I don't like the hook. 2.5.
But we'll do a barbecue bet or a wing bet.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to drop the hook if you're doing a bet.
No, I do not.
Just get two. Just
2.5.
2.5.
It's crazy. Is that the line, 2.5?
Yes.
Jeez.
Yeah.
The FSU line is 10.5, by the way.
It's down to 10.5 now?
Yeah.
It was 11.5 earlier, like yesterday.
Florida line's 2.5.
Yeah. That will be.
The over's 54.5.
Okay. They expect some points to go on. Every college game scores a bunch of points anymore.
Not really. That's kind of low, I think.
54.5? Well, it's the season opener. You're trying to get things worked out. Defenses, you always say it. They usually are ahead of the game. But that's that 28-24, 20 or 31-28 range. 54.5 is still well below 31-28. I get it, but somewhere between that 28-24.
Yes.
And that 31-28.
Very easy to be like 24-20 at halftime, too.
31-24. That's that 55. So it's right there. So they're looking at a one-score game, obviously, with the points being the way they are and the total being the way it is. All right, you guys let us know, 641-1010. You can jump on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Get in the chat. Let us know what you're feeling. Leaning, if you're a Gator, a Cane, a Knoll, any of those, let us know. It is XL Primetime. We got the Weekend Rewind coming up.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Looking for a new vehicle? Take a look at Jenkins Hyundai of Jacksonville. Now's the time to save big this summer. Choose from more than 250 new and over 1,000 used and certified pre-owned vehicles on the lot, or shop anytime at JenkinsHyundaiofJacksonville.com. Hyundai has one of the top warranties in the business. Lifetime powertrain and a 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty, plus 3 years free maintenance on a new vehicle. Give us the opportunity to earn your business today. Atlantic Boulevard, Jacksonville, or visit JenkinsHyundaiofJacksonville.com. Welcome to the family.
This is Josh Woolsey with Woolsey Morecambe. Woolsey Morecambe is your MVP in the legal game. Our team of skilled attorneys tackle personal injury cases with compassion and expertise. With fumbles like a car or truck accident, we're here to seek the compensation you deserve. Right here in Jacksonville, we've successfully won over $100 million and earned a championship-worthy record. When it's game time, you want a team that plays to win. Contact Woolsey Morecambe at 1-800-WOOLSEY. Offices, Jacksonville.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. You know, pool design has come a long way, and if your pool is outdated, Stanley Pools specializes in bringing older pools up to date for the whole family to enjoy. That's why I did it a few years ago, and man, I love the way my pool looks now after we added travertine pavers and so much else. Stanley Pools has been serving our community since 1988, so call them today at 269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On August 19th, 1921, Detroit Tiger Ty Cobb is the fourth player and youngest to reach 3,000 hits at the age of 34, as well as achieving it in the least amount of games played.
Summer is here, which means it's time for road trips and family vacations. Frank Frangie here. Before you hit the road, make sure your car can handle the heat with a visit to Big Chief Tire. Their expert technicians will ensure your vehicle can handle the summer heat, from tire checks to AC services. Avoid the stress of a breakdown and travel with confidence. Visit BigChiefTire.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your summer checkup today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Get this thing unwrapped here. Duval!
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, Dan. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Dailies Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, you know, like me. I'm sure there's a Dailies Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Dailies Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Dailies Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
It's the end of summer sale with Renewal by Andersen, energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. Save $300 on every window and $825 on all patio doors. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. But restrictions apply, and this offer expires August 31st. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com for details.
License number CGC 1527613.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting.
Guys, feeling deflated in the bedroom? ED, low T, no energy? If your stuff is broken, call 904-STROKEN or 904stroken.com. No shots in the first treatment, now free. Fix your ED at 904stroken.com.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. I know that hearing another ad for Jacksonville's best promo company interrupts Jacksonville's best sports talk, but at least it isn't a political ad. Check us out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Mia here. Are you ready for the ultimate college football season? Using MyBookie Sportsbook and casino platform, you can bet on every game and win anytime, anywhere, straight from your mobile device, no app needed. Just sign up at MyBookie.com and you're ready to rock. Whether you're rooting for your alma mater or your favorite team, there's no better way to experience the season than having action on the games. When you know your team well, it's an easy way to take advantage of props like team win totals or early picks for playoff contention. Last year, MyBookie had some of the best odds on the market for the Wolverines to win the national championship, and Michigan bettors who backed their squad saw a 10 times return on their wager. These types of bets highlight why it's worth it to lay an investment before the season begins. Lock your futures in now while you're waiting for the season to begin, and use promo code 1010XL to claim a bonus up to $1,000 on that first deposit. That's promo code 1010XL to start the season with house money. Don't ever miss out on the action. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. Only with MyBookie.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
As the Jaguars approach their third and final preseason game as they travel to Atlanta to take on the Falcons this Friday at 7, Coach Doug Peterson spoke about the things he wants to see out of his guys as they begin to turn the page into cutting down the roster to assemble the most suitable players for the regular season's 53-man roster.
Keep your quarterback clean. The second thing is be able to, run the football a little bit with some success. And even though you're not going into these games, game planning, you still want to have that success. And just, your training camp rules kind of take over in protection game, run game, things like that. But play physical, control the line of scrimmage as best you can.
I'm Max Fink with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. The Weekend Rewind. Brought to you by Cycles of Jacksonville, the big boy toy store for big boy toys.
Check Bo Nix and his x-rays cause he got the dog in him.
Nix rolls to his right, throws a ball that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. And that is Tim Patrick with the mile-high salute to the southwest corner of the end zone.
Patrick Mahomes showing off some wizardry in the preseason.
Mahomes keeps it, goes behind the back. Kelsey's got it for the first down. How do you like that?
Well, they talked about it in practice this week, and Mahomes even talked about the fact that he said Andy wants him to do it in a game. Well, guess what? Here it is.
Shohei Ohtani sends one to the moon yet again.
Ohtani on a rope to right. Into the bullpen and gone. Deja vu for Shohei. From Saturday into Sunday, number 39 gives the Dodgers a 1-0 lead.
It's Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones.
They send 4. He drops. Mac look, fires toward the end zone. That ball is going to be caught for the touchdown. Parker Washington, a terrific pitch and catch, and Jacksonville strikes first.
Noah Lyles talked all that trash about NBA hoopers and doesn't know who Nikola Jokic is.
Nothing wrong with being a national.
But let me ask you this.
They are great champions. They just didn't have the title.
Is Nikola Jokic one of the best players in the world?
I'm going to be honest, I don't know who that is.
One of your guys, JJ, he loves having fun. Shannon, yeah.
Oh, Shannon Sharp?
Yeah. Never stopping.
Never stop.
That's for sure. Weekend Rewind.
He did not just say that, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
He said, I'm going to be honest, I don't know who he is.
Yeah. Look, worlds get smaller and smaller. Whatever you care about, you care about. Whatever you don't, you don't. That's for sure. Weekend Rewind, they're there to make sure that you do have fun. If you had a boring weekend, head on over. Check out on-road, off-road, and on the water Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic near Regency. The Mahomes throw. Or the Caleb Williams throw.
You're just showing off, bro.
Yeah, Mahomes behind the back.
Bro. Come on now. You're just showing off.
Both you and
I was more impressed by the Caleb Williams throw, to be honest with you. The wide receiver was out of bounds, but to be rolling to the right on the sideline, throw that rope in the back of the end zone like that. And the one they rolled to, I think the one he rolled to the left was even more impressive.
Bro.
The one he rolled to the left and he threw it across his body, and it was like a dime, right? I mean, the guy was in full stride. The ball hit him right in his hands.
The throw he made, I mean, come on.
Now,
there's one other guy that can make that throw. One.
Yeah. Well,
and it's Mahomes. And I love how everybody responds to me on X, and they start naming all the quarterbacks that can make the throw. They name like this group of throws, and within that group, of course, is Trevor Lawrence. So they're just pocket Jags fans mad because I didn't say Trevor Lawrence can make that throw.
Well, I wouldn't even call him pocket Jags fans. He can make that throw. He
does not make a throw like that.
Yeah,
Caleb Williams can throw.
Hasn't made enough of them.
That's not a throw.
Now, do you right? Patrick Mahomes and a healthy A.A. Ron makes that throw.
Maybe Aaron Rodgers. Maybe, bro. But I've never seen him like the way he was drifting to his left, really running.
Yeah.
And then throwing across his body like that.
Mm-hmm.
Outside, it was like a 3/4 slide on flip.
It was nice. It was nice.
I see a lot of guys make great throws. There's not just a small group of them. that can do this. Come on. Okay? It's a bigger group than that.
Are you watching this throw? Seriously?
Yeah, and then I got
to tell you, Aaron Rodgers does not make this throw. No, he doesn't make this throw.
Aaron Rodgers made that throw in the playoffs against the Dallas Cowboys. I remember that throw he threw.
And you're high, okay? Because you think that's the only guy that can make that throw, and he just barely walked onto an NFL field?
I'm telling you that the way
that's crazy.
First off, the coverage was right there. The coverage was right on him. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, he makes the throw, and he literally drops it in the bucket, dude.
Yeah.
It's my point is that kind of throw. Aaron Rodgers may have made a throw when a guy's open by 3 yards.
He's made 100 of those throws. It's just like we gloss on these guys sometimes.
I understand, bro.
Bro, the coverage is there. Look at the throw.
The coverage is there, yes.
How many guys have we seen completely blanketed?
That's just stupid good is what it is.
It is good, absolutely.
How many guys have we seen completely blanketed and then a guy delivers it on a dime?
Of course, all the time.
Okay.
All the time.
And last thing we'll say on this, and then we got to get to the next thing, it's preseason.
Yeah, it is. State fair.
Why you got to hurt it like that?
You can't
hurt it like that. You can't
say only one guy can make that when it's the preseason.
Yeah.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
Just stole your shine, man. Stole your shine.
You can't say it when it's the preseason.
Okay, my takeaway is speaking of preseason, look, it was good to see Mac Jones play well, right?
Yeah.
I mean, somewhere down the season, hopefully not so, but somewhere he's got to win a game for us down the season, and he seems relaxed. No pressure, being a backup quarterback. He's having an outstanding camp. That's my takeaway.
Yeah, I agree with that. By the way, real quick on the text line, there's a clip of Bryce Young. No, it's not the same throw. It's not even close to being the same throw. My takeaway is, look, nobody got hurt. Nobody got hurt, and you have young guys now emerging. You got Parker Washington. You got Tank Bigsby. You got Anton Harrison. You've got these young guys who could be the core of your club emerging. That's a great sign. A great sign. For the club and for the quarterback that you just spent $275 million on.
Mm-hmm. Balky doing work, that's for sure. My takeaway is it's game week, okay? It is game flipping week. And you've got Florida State, Georgia Tech at the end of the week, Saturday in Ireland. And we are in basically watch that Vegas line mode because it's gone from 14 down to 13, down to 12, down to 11, down to 10, 10.5. Is that what we were looking at earlier? Keep an eye on that bad boy. That's going to be interesting to see where this thing ultimately finishes at. The Florida State Tech line is 55.5. I think you said earlier Miami, Florida is 54.5.
54.5.
So they're both right there looking at maybe just a little bit of a slow start offensively, maybe defensive game plans will win over the offense a little bit more often than maybe we've seen in a lot of college football games. Anyway, 55.5 and 54.5 for those two big games over the course of the first couple of weeks. The money is being spread basically on both sides for both of these games because people are trying to catch those points and see exactly where they're going to go. All right, as we wrap things up, the other one that I got out of the quarterbacks in the preseason, I don't know if I have the numbers here, but Josh Johnson is still out there at 38 years of age with a backup quarterback role. Still out there. And it's nuts. I don't know how many times or how many different uniforms he's worn, but that guy is still out there making plays, which is just nuts. Let's hit that real quick before we get ready to hand it off to the Francis Show.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So Michael Penix Jr. will not play for the Falcons this weekend, which means obviously Kirk Cousins isn't going to play. So you're going to see Taylor Heineke probably for the entire game.
This past Saturday, I tweeted this out, and I'm sure there's somebody that might remember, but I've never seen two quarterbacks start the game in the preseason and then have to come back in relief in a preseason game because both Mac and Kyle Trask had to come back in the game because the starters weren't starting and the backups to the backups got hurt. And C.J. Beathard got hurt. Johnny Wolford got hurt. Both of them had to come back in the game. And so if Penix doesn't play, is Heineke the only – there's got to be. Is there –
They have a fourth. I don't know if he's –
You're covering your mouth?
I mean,
you're covering
they have a fourth.
Yeah.
Okay, they have a fourth quarterback, John Paddock.
Okay.
I don't know if they can play him. My guess would be Heineke's going to play the whole game. That would be my guess.
Can they fly Nathan Rourke in there and just see if they can get him to back him up? But no, the fact that Michael Penix isn't playing is kind of interesting. A little bit of a curiosity there. Did they list a reason why?
No, just said he's not playing.
Just said he's not playing. And we know that Cousins obviously. Now, Trevor Lawrence and the starters, at least according to Doug, feel like they're going to get a fair amount of action. And the chatter is maybe even a half of football. Would you go along with that? Because remember now, they don't play until 2 more Sundays.
Yeah. Because they're off. Well, they're off another week, right?
Yeah.
They're off another week. Yeah, I mean, Doug wants them to, he doesn't want them to get comfortable, sort of say. Give them a little bit of action. A half. I'm a little surprised by a half. I was thinking more of a quarter. But yeah, I mean, listen, these are well-paid individuals.
Yeah.
There's no paid vacation. You're there to work, and I believe Doug's going to give them the necessary work because they're going to get a whole week off, and then the next week will be game planning for Miami.
It's basically, it's really 2 weeks, but it's 3 Sundays because they're going to play on a Friday night, and then they won't see action again until the 8th of September.
Yeah.
So a half of football maybe.
Half?
That's a lot, bro.
It is. It may be if they get in the end zone 1 or 2 times, quarter and a half maybe.
It might be determined on how they go down and drive the ball. If they go down 80 yards and score a touchdown, I don't need to see them no more. I don't need to see them no more. Because I mean, now the longer they go, the more chance they have of
I agree.
Well, I don't need to see 16 anymore. Actually, if they take the ball in the first series and go 80 and score, get him out of the game.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And I don't know exactly how much work you want your offensive line to get.
Yeah, there's no depth real there. There's no real depth there, especially interiorly.
Yeah, so I would get them all to the pine and sit them down if they do march down the field and score.
Yeah.
Defensively, same thing. We'll ask this question as we go along throughout the course of the week because I honestly don't know how much they need to play. It's not like they haven't put a lot of work in, and this whole rest versus rust, that's always going to be a dynamic to this.
Plus, the practices last week were a game. That's it. That's why Trevor didn't play.
And why Dougie called it a game and a half.
Why 18 and 19 of those guys didn't play. Right. I don't think you need – they get plenty of work.
Oh, they do.
They get plenty of work, even though Leon doesn't like – what do you call it, Leon? What do you call him trading camp with it lately? Daycare or something?
Oh, yeah, something like that, yeah. Pajama party.
They get plenty of work, man.
They do. And I just feel like they just want to make sure they kind of get out, look, have rhythm, accomplish their goals, which is getting in the end zone, and then go from there. That makes the most sense, and we'll see whether they do it or not. All right, let's get the Frangie Show rolling.
Now, the 2-minute drill brought to you by Injury Care Centers. Discover BioTarget Regenerative Therapy, a safer drug-free solution for lasting pain relief. Visit GoBioTarget.com.
The Embedded and Shredded is here. We talk Jaguar football, but first, the Florida State line is moving. Okay, it's down to, I think Matt said 10.5 earlier. Florida's been holding steady as a 2.5 dog.
There's some great lines.
To the Canes. Which one are you more prone to put more money on?
I would put more money on taking the Gators and the points at home because of that venue. But I will say I was leaning Georgia Tech. Yeah. But if it continues to drop, if it gets to, let's say, 9.5 by kick, I'm taking the Noles and giving those points.
Yeah,
yeah. So that one I don't feel as great about, but if it stays at 10 and a hook, I might take Georgia Tech.
Right.
So that one's really close, but I was looking at Florida State's depth chart. Boy, they're old again. They're they're all redshirt seniors.
Yeah.
I mean,
because they don't move them in at 17, they move them in at 21.
Yeah. So
that's transfer portal guys.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe we'll see Florida State really take care of business and
all right. I know
win
you guys,
convincingly.
As you set up your show, I know you guys will get into it. But anyway, what got you the most Saturday night?
I think it's just the combination of the two games. You look at where the Jaguars are; they're third in the NFL this preseason in point differential at plus 13 a game. So I think in looking at it in totality, they're fifth in scoring offense, fifth in scoring defense. Does that carry over? Not necessarily, but what it does do is it speaks to the depth that they have. Because, again, they've played the Chiefs and Bucs. I mean, two teams that, one's the two-time world champion and the other one is a playoff team. So I think you can view it very favorably. So I think I was happy with, how they performed Saturday night. And I think the 2 games in total, plus the 2 joint practices with Tampa, they've had 4 now examples of them competing against someone else, and I think they're 4-0.
Mm-hmm. All right, you got to take all those positives, that's for sure. They were unbeaten in the preseason last year, too. So.
And look, they got off to a great start. I mean, last year, and then it fell apart. So that's what you hope. Health, championship experience with guys that you brought in will certainly help. But we'll obviously get into all that coming up on the Frangie Show. Bucky Brooks is going to join us at 5, so we're super pumped about that. And I had a chance to interview Parker Washington just right after practice about 20 minutes ago. So we'll have that interview as well coming up on the Frangie Show.
Sounds good, my man.
Thank you, guys.
Hayes Carline, Frank Frangie, JJ, they all got it. Coming up at 4 o'clock this afternoon, we are done. We're going to keep marching towards kickoff of the college football season, so just make sure you keep it right here on XL Primetime. You miss any of the show, go back and watch it. We say thanks to Mocama Beer Company right there on South 8th Street. Beautiful Fernandina Beach just as you're entering the historic area, and then the Wildlight location. And on the shelves at ABC and Total Wine, you can find some great Mocama. Log on Mocama.com and see everything that they got going. I'll talk to you at 2 tomorrow. Joe C., Matt Hayes, Big Searcy, and RJ. You got the Frangie Show coming up.
Everyone wants to doubt Jacksonville.